Filthy from the ground on up. Filthy from the ground.
Alright, aloha YouTube, and hello again. I am back once more inside of the Sins of Galactic Empire mod with the Addon mod, the Sins of an Old Republic, and I'm here to review the Sith Empire's ships, and I'm gonna do it one by one, starting off with the capital ships first. So here they are, if you can see that. Look at that. Look at that. That is mwah, mwah. Just beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, and we're going to go down the line right now. Now, if you don't know what Sins of a Galactic Empire is, it is a mod for the base game Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion. And you can purchase it on Steam. And it's a bit of an older game, but it's still very enjoyable. It kind of plunges you into this, this two-way strategy / tactical gameplay, which is awesome. I mean, that's exactly what Star Wars fans need for a massive Star Wars mod like this. And I feel like whoever has done this is just brilliant. And I would like to see more. The mod is unfinished, I believe, or this add-on anyways is unfinished. And hopefully they will finish it and you can all enjoy it en masse. Because who doesn't want to enjoy Star Wars? We all like Star Wars. Well, except for the Star Trek fans, or some of them. Don't worry, not rapping on you guys, you know, whatever that means. And let's get right to it. So, first off, we have the BSX-5 Battlecruiser. Now, in-game, she's going to be one of the weaker capital ships that you do have if you ever do get this add-on, and I suggest that you do because we need more friendly faces playing this, even if it is unfinished. And what better way to dive into the Old Republic era of Star Wars than to do it in a strategic fashion? Anyways, back to the ship. BSX-5 Battlecruiser. 6,000 hull, 13,000 shield, 600 antimatter. 8 armor, one of the weaker, again, out of the capital ships. You can, you know, upgrade it and whatnot and upgrade your tech to get its specs up, but it'll still be the weaker ones. Despite it being a massive battlecruiser with a lot of turrets right here that you can see. And it's going to have heavy turbo lasers, laser cannons, and ion cannons. One of the very much of a paradox here in the Sith Armada, as opposed to some of the other ships. Anyways, one of the more popular few that you all know, that you do enjoy throughout Star Wars The Old Republic, the Interdictor Cruiser, used by Malik, of course, in Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars nerd alert, Star Wars nerd alert. And it's got 4,500 hull, 11,000 shields, 360 antimatter, and 8 armor. As you can see in comparison to the BSX-5 Battlecruiser, it's not that far off. So I mean, if you're going to build a BSX, just build the Interdictor. You might as well, because at least you get heavy missiles with that. Oh, and almost forgot about that. So its armament, it has turbo lasers, multiple laser cannon positions, as well as heavy missiles. And its heavy missile damage is quite low in comparison to some of the other Sith ships, but whatever, you know, it's still cool. And next up, I'm gonna skip the that baby right just for now. We have the original Huttese battle cruiser, which is weird because the Siths have it. I'm not too sure how that happened, but excuse me, I will need to dive into the lore, and that will take a while, so you might as well enjoy this right now. It has 6,280 hull, 11,400 shields, 360 antimatter, and 10 armor. Excuse me. It has turbo lasers as well as laser cannons, and it's not one of the stronger offensive vessels. It's stronger on the defense, as you can see. So it's a good meat shield for your fleet. You know, if you just launch like 10 of these, your Harrower class battle cruisers will be fine. Harrower. But we're not on that yet. Because first up we have the Centurion Destroyer, which has 5,200 hull, 11,500 shields, 360 antimatter, 8 armor, heavy turbo lasers, laser cannons, and heavy missiles. That's right, you heard me. Heavy missiles. And it looks like an alligator. This thing looks like it could just wreck shit. Let's get that music up. That music is just perfect for this moment right now. There we go. There we go. Good job, baby boy. There we go. Alright. And we're back. Alright, let's get that out of here. And the engines look fantastic on this. It just reminds you of a Star Destroyer. I mean, you might as well just copy and paste that right there on the ass of a Star Destroyer, because that looks amazing. And let's go back over here to the all well-known and all too well-known Harrower battle cruiser from the Old Republic game that you can download online. It is quite fun. I highly recommend that you play it. I've played it and I still play it, and I just might do gameplay of it if I can, you know, get it to work. Not the game that's broken. I mean, if I were to record it, there would be a substantial amount of lag, and I wouldn't want to put you through that, because that would be like pulling your hair out while watching Frozen. Just for all of you gamers out there, that's how bad it would be. Anyways, back to the hull. The hull would be 6,250, 12,000 shields, 600 antimatter, as well as 9 armor. Heavy turbo lasers would be 96. That's quite strong in comparison to all the other ships over here, as you can see. In fact, that's substantially stronger. You have 22 ion cannon, as well as 18 for laser cannon damage. This is going to be the meat and just the ham, the gravy, the mashed potatoes of your Sith fleet once playing in this add-on. However, don't build this en masse unless you have the resources capable. I highly don't recommend you spam this until you really have enough asteroids with enough crystal and metal. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Don't build too many, because that'll eat away with your resources real quick. By the way, speaking of resources, you see the top bar right here? This isn't in-game or in a game match, whatever. This is a map that I created so that I could show you this. I just gave myself a whole shit ton of resources. And all these, I didn't make these ships. Oh, I made these ships in-game. I didn't place them on, the editor. But I wanted to show you guys the ships, so I thought, why put them through the misery of waiting, and why waiting to build it when I could just edit it in, and that's what I did. And next up, can't forget the little guy. It kind of looks like a twin of the Harrower, but blended with like the Centurion and the Interdictor almost. And it kind of reminds you of like a Super Star Destroyer if you look at it from the top. I mean, it's got that dagger shape as well as the extra trunk room in the back. Baby got back, And we get 4,000 hull for the Dramash support ship. 4,000 hull, 8,000 shields, 300 antimatter, as well as 8 armor. Turbo lasers, ion cannons, and laser cannon batteries. And it screams warship. I mean, when you look at this, it feels like you're just in a battleship with those tri-turrets right there. That's just, oh man, that just looks scary. As well as the top. I mean, I don't know. I'm not too sure why they built it like this. I don't know if that's like to give it some sort of advantage aesthetically or whatever, but I don't know. I mean, it looks kind of cool. It's very small though, as opposed to all the other Sith ships. Sorry, I'm getting sick. Sith ships, as opposed to the interdictor down here, which is a quarter larger than it, I believe. Centurion's still larger, longer as well. The Harrower without words is larger. Now back over to the smaller ships is where the Sith Empire truly does succeed over the Old Republic in this add-on. The Terminus frigate, as you all know, my fellow Sith lovers, has 3,500 hull, 6,750 shields, 210 antimatter, and 7 armor. Ion cannons, laser cannons, and heavy missiles, and its heavy missile damage is high. Like, really high. And this is just base. I haven't researched anything, as you can see. No weapons. No weapons. No defense, nothing. So, actually, wait. Well, I mean, I did some resources, just so that I could kind of show you guys some shit. But, yeah, this is base, and this is quite impressive. The one thing it is lacking for the Terminus in this add-on are fighters. And that kind of sucks, because I would have loved to see that with some fighters. But, yeah, I don't know, I don't know if that's realistic. I don't know if that's actually how it was. I don't know. I mean, it could have fighters. It has the space for a hangar. I'm not sure. Not sure. I don't know why it looks like that. Oh, I gotta go ahead and check something real quick in the graphics. Something is not right here. Oh, yep. Thought so. Okay. Well, we're gonna just adjust that. Hopefully game doesn't crash. Oh, thank you, baby boy. Alright, highest on the ship detail. Alright, I think I just gotta adjust my graphics card, but I'll do that later, because I want to give you content right now. And next up, we have the Imperial Troop Transport, which ironically does not transport jack shit. And that's right. It doesn't transport anything in this game. It doesn't do an invasion on the planets or anything like that, which is what you can do in this mod and game as well, base game, as well as this add-on. However, if you look at the Sith ships, you'll notice that only one of them in the capital ships has an actual special ability, and that is the Harrower battle cruiser, which I will go over later, because right now we're just going over the minor specs. You know. Alright, now back to the troop transport. It does have 500 hull, 1500 shields, 120 antimatter, 5 armor, and laser cannons. Not very useful. This is, I mean, maybe against fighters, but I don't know, dude. This thing is just like, you could use it as a meat shield, I guess, if you're playing against the AI. But that's, I don't know. And if you love Star Wars: The Old Republic game online, as well as the lore, you will notice the Fury class interceptor, the Sith's favorite transport, right here. And it looks spot on. It looks amazing. Even the engines. I mean the engines could go for an upgrade. They obviously don't look immersive enough, but hey, this sub mod is unfinished, so it can only go up from here. I'm just hoping that whoever's working on this, dude or dudette, you finish this shit, because you're onto something, I can tell you. And the Fury class interceptor has 750 hull, 1300 shields, 120 antimatter, as well as 4 armor. Didn't really sound English at all. I'm very sorry. 4 armor and average laser cannons. This thing is actually really fucking strong. And I know I just cussed there. I will warn you, in a lot of my videos I tend to use vulgar language. Maybe not as much as my Walking Dead gameplay, but off and on. And moving on from that, excuse me, we have excuse me, we have the gauge transport. Now, the gauge transport is that well-known ship in the beginning of the Eternal Empire. God, brain fart right now. Of almost said Sins of an Old Republic. Star Wars: The Old Republic. There you go. Jesus, that took long. Anyways, yeah, this is in the beginning. I think this is it Merrick or Malgus or something? I forgot his name. Oh, I'm a terrible Star Wars fan. Don't hurt me. But this does have fighters. The gauge transport. It has 3,000 hull, 5,750 shields, 210 antimatter, as well as 7 armor. And it does have turbo lasers, 2 laser cannon slots. It also has fighters that it does come with, as you can see here. So it comes in handy if you want a nice patrol ship that can sort of take on capital ships, or at least harass them and then get out of there. Or if you want to use it as a raider, I mean, you could do that too, dude. Because this ship is actually quite fast. It's just as fast as the Terminus. It's kind of like a modded Terminus. Actually, it is pretty much just a modded Terminus that can launch fighters. And that's exactly what the Sith Empire was going for with this baby right here. And next up, right in front of this guy, we have another well-known ship here, the Imperial Shuttle. Has 500 hull, 1,000 shields, 120 antimatter, as well as 5 armor, laser cannons. Not very strong. It's going to be a good anti-fighter kind of thing. And you can use it as such. I mean, I wouldn't recommend putting this near any capital ships or even cruisers. It would just get wrecked. Anyways, moving on. The S-Class cruiser. Basically, a little weaker than the Terminus and the Gauge. It's kind of like, I'm guessing that this is like a modified version. But from what I can recollect, I thought that from what I read, this thing was stronger. But I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I am wrong. But then again, that's just my pessimism talking. We have 3,000 hull, 6,000 shields, 180 antimatter, as well as 6 armor. Turbo lasers, laser cannons, as well as heavy missiles. So it's quite impressive. The heavy missile damage is, again, quite high for base, as opposed to the Sith capital ships. So it's kind of like, you know, 5 is pretty good. After you upgrade it, just imagine where you can go from there. Who knows? It's a toss-up, baby, like salad. And moving on. Uh-oh, we just pressed move on something. Nope, nope. Go back. Go back, dude. Hey, stay there. There you go. Go back. Good boy. Alright, next up we have the Renibus support ship. With 3,200 hull, 3,800 shields, 240 antimatter, as well as 6 armor. Turbo lasers and laser cannons. Now, I'm not quite sure where they got this from. I'm pretty sure it's from the Old Republic game. But it looks pretty cool. It doesn't really look like a Sith design, and I don't think it is. Again, could be wrong. But I'm not too sure if it is. I don't recall seeing that in a lot of the Old Republic, but yeah, it's probably just me, dude. The Cator Corvettes. 600 hull. 1,300 shields, 120 antimatter, as well as 4 armor. Laser cannon batteries. Again, anti-fighter suit. It's definitely not a capital ship fighter at all, as you can tell. Quite tiny too, in comparison. I mean, I don't know if this can be called a Corvette. This is more like a just a freighter, like a smaller freighter. It's got some big ass laser cannons, bruh. Right on the side. Look at that. Oh yeah. Alright.
Allied forces are being attacked.
We don't care. We're showing boats right now. I mean ships. Oops. Sorry. And one more that I also don't know about, but apparently it's in here, is the X-70B Phantom. And I don't know. I don't even think that's from Star Wars. I think this is from the base game. I don't know, I could be wrong, but let's just read it off anyways, because it's here, so whatever. The X-70B Phantom, 1000 hull, 1250 shields, 120 antimatter, 9 armor, as well as laser cannon and heavy missiles. It's actually quite impressive to see that this thing has heavy missiles because it's so freaking tiny. But this could be really, really handy when you have a lot of fighters, like just a shit ton of like Old Republic fighters spawned all over you. And next up, another well-known ship from the Old Republic era, we have the Mantis patrol craft of the Sith Empire. 750 hull, 1100 shields, 120 antimatter, as well as 5 armor, 16 to its average laser cannon damage. And it looks menacing. It looks dirty, like it's like a cage fighter dirty. Like this thing just looks dangerous. It does look like a little flimsy though. I mean, one even like small amount of laser damage to those little, you know, stems sticking out, and this thing will go down. I can guarantee you. If Star Wars were real, you know, that should be a topic someone should discuss. Okay, we need to get this guy out of here because he's hiding in the back. No one told you to do that, bruh. Get your ass out of here, baby boy. Get this out here too. Next up, we have the Hase or Hase support ship. 3000 hull, 3500 shields, as well as 240 antimatter, 7 armor, turbo lasers, and laser cannons. This is another one that I'm not sure if it's an original Sith design, or if it, you know, just is some other world's design and then like they just took it or something. It kind of reminds you, it's a bit Mandalorian from my point of view, but I won't even go there because I don't want a whole shit ton of comments from Star Wars fans that are even more knowledgeable than I am. Because I mean, I'm knowledgeable, but not that knowledgeable. I'm more knowledgeable on like just the weapons and all that other shit. But yeah, that was my confession for the day, Star Wars. So we have the Heraklon support ship. Oh my god, I actually said that right. You don't know how long that took. Oh. Alright guys, we can sign off on that one. 3000 hull, 4000 shields, as well as 180 antimatter, 6 armor, excuse me, turbo lasers and laser cannons. This thing is kind of strong. 33 for turbo lasers. I mean, that's fucking good, bro. You could use this to, I guess, like harass other cruisers, I guess. I don't know, or frigates. Sorry, not cruisers. But I can't see that as being. Well, maybe. I mean, like maybe. If you had a capital ship next to it, then yeah, you'd be good. But this alone, I don't know. But that's just me coming from a cautious guy in this game. That's my strategy. I play slow first and then blitzkrieg later. Because the blitzkrieg, yeah. And we have 520 hull for the Brute patrol ship. Fuck, man, I really gotta practice on my acting. 520 hull, 1200 shield, 120 antimatter, 4 armor, as well as average laser cannons. Again, I don't know if this is an original Sith design or if this is taken. It might be original. I don't know. Who knows? It's a toss-up like salad. Alright, now for the specialties. The specials. Eradicator doesn't have any. It can be upgraded. You know, you can purchase it to the next level. That's about it. The Interdictor does have 2 fighter squadrons that you can deploy. You can choose from any one of these 4. You can also upgrade this one. Pretty much any ship in this game, any capital ship you can upgrade to the next level, and that would definitely come in handy when increasing its firepower and whatnot. As well as the way that it handles. Too much handling in there. And I'm moving the camera around too much, I apologize. And the Centurion Destroyer has 4 fighter squadrons. You can upgrade it as well. right there. If you are going to build fighter squadrons, by the way, just as a heads up, what I like to do to keep it balanced for the capital ship, and the way I see it, is that the capital ship has the guns. So you don't need a lot of the fighters. Or a lot of the bombers, sorry. The fighters, though, for one capital ship, for instance, you want at least 3. At least 3. Or at least 75% more fighters than bombers. And I'll tell you why right now. Because for the factions as they go, the Sith Empire is, their capital ships can put on some freaking damage, bruh, with those turbo lasers. So you don't need so much of the bombers, so much as you just need to upgrade your tech for them. And I would recommend going for the ballistics and rocketry. I took English, I promise. I speak English as my first language. Ha ha ha. Not convinced? I'm not surprised. You should probably go for this line, I'd say these two, and then go for this one right here, the ion, because a lot of them don't have ion cannons, so you don't need to worry about that shit. So just go for, you know, lasers, and then go for Tabana gas, and then go for the heavy quad turbo lasers, and then after that do the shields. That's what I tend to do, and it seems to work all the time against the AI. Multiplayer is a little different. I can't say for that, because again, I haven't played multiplayer in this game before. The Ager Sith Battlecruiser, or Ager, has no fighters, but you don't really need them again, because its armor and its shields are freaking up there, dude. It's comparable to the Harrower, which is scary, because that's so tiny. Just look at that thing as opposed to this. That's nuts. Like nuts and almonds nuts. And for the Harrower Battlecruiser, this baby comes with a full complement of 6 fighter squadrons that you can deploy. Do not make the equal amount of like, don't make it 50-50. Just make 75% more fighters. It's worth it, trust me. Or in this case, make 3/4 fighters. You know, the red, whatever. Can also upgrade it. Oh yeah, that's right, invasion. It also does have the option to invade planets. And what's very ironic about this faction, being the Sith Empire that, you know, launched the Galactic Civil War against the Old Republic, or what is it? It's not the Galactic Civil War. No, I got that wrong. It's the Great Galactic War, right? Or something. Star Wars fans out there, if you watch this, please correct me. Because I haven't been around Star Wars for so long. So yeah. It's hanging. By the way, oh man, I can't stress this enough. The ship just looks awesome. They really got this right. It's a bit thin at the back. I thought it was a bit bulkier at the back. It had more meat on it, but I don't know. I mean, I guess that's just from my perspective, but I thought that. I mean, if you're with me, then you're with me. But if you're not, please explain why it's not like that. Because I thought it was comparable to a Star Destroyer's layout, but it's a skinny Star Destroyer. Regardless, looks really good, but I thought there was more meat on the back. It had more junk in the trunk, you know. You do have the Dramash support ship right over here, and it can house a complement of 2 fighter squadrons. Again, if you're gonna build just build fighters. You don't need too many bombers if the firepower on this is good enough. And it's 38 for turbo laser, 22 for ion cannon. That's pretty fucking good. You don't really need a lot more than that. That's again comparable to the Harrower in ion cannon damage and average laser cannon, that's quite impressive. And we're gonna make our way over to the frigates. Frigates. The frigate. Where is it? The gauge. Need the gauge. There it is. So the gauge transport can house 2 fighter squadrons. Interestingly enough, this is the only frigate out of the entire Sith fleet over here that has fighters. Curious, right? Yeah, well that's that. And I mean, I know that's the balance shit, but I don't know. I mean, Maybe give them like one more. Maybe give one more ship a couple fighters, even for the Old Republic. I mean, give them at least like, you know, one more or something. But I can't complain. Again, this is an awesome mod. And that was it for the Sith Empire. Now, if you want to watch these babies move around, you can while I'm giving you this exit commentary. Now, I will be covering more of the Sins of a Galactic Empire gameplay. I apologize if you've been, if any one of my 40 subscribers, which is not a lot, but still, you subscribed, and so I need to deliver. If you are disappointed that you haven't seen more of this game and you're a huge Star Wars fan, I do apologize. I will get back on it immediately. I've been focusing on The Walking Dead and getting a bit more diversity in my gameplay. So some World of Ships, you know. Thinking of trying out Armored Warfare, by the way, just saying. I had the game, I uninstalled it because it was taking up just way too much damn space, and my PC isn't that awesome yet. Until I can, you know, upgrade it completely, and or just get a new one. I'm thinking of getting an Area 51, but I don't know. I mean, based on what I've been told now, I may just upgrade my systems, but we'll see. So that was that. That was the Sith Imperial Armada. And that's been a lovely video. I'm gonna cover the Old Republic. Don't worry, all you Old Republic fans. I'll cover them too. I mean, I don't personally like the look of their ships. And I just like the bad guys more than the goodies, you know? Because who doesn't? The Sith are just, beast, brah. Who doesn't like Malik and, you know, Revan? Oh man, Revan is just like, the guy is like the baby boy of the baby boy right there. That was that. If you didn't like that, then please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you later. And thank you very much.
March winds and April